What's going on, Niner gang? Has Jimmy Garoppolo played his last game with the San Francisco 49ers? We got a major injury development around Jimmy G. We'll talk about that on today's show, but answer this question first. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Have we seen the end of Jimmy G in San Francisco? Get your votes in, and let's talk about the injury update around Jimmy Garoppolo. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, filling in for my guy, Chase Sr., who was hopping on a plane when he texted me and was like, hey, man, you want to do a video for me? Because there's some news around Jimmy Garoppolo. I was like, yeah, I got you. I'll fill in on the 49ers Report. You guys have probably seen me before. I used to fill in for Thomas Mott back in the day. ESPN's Adam Schefter dropping this bomb in the last 45 minutes or so, saying Jimmy Garoppolo suffered what is thought to be a, quote, more significant injury than a right thumb sprain per source. The season of QB throwing hand injury, see Russell Wilson, Taysom Hill continues, which classic force by Schefter at the end. Like, first of all, Taysom Hill started like 2 games this year and won. Okay, one other quarterback has had a hand injury. The season of hand injuries continues for quarterbacks. Yeah, it's one other guy. It's not that big of a deal. But as far as the Niners go, this obviously makes things tricky. Now, you probably noticed there was no actual update on could he play this week? Will he not play this week? Is he out for the year? Something like that. But if it's more significant than just a minor sprain, that kind of leads me to believe that he may not actually play this week against the Houston Texans. And obviously, when you're in the middle of a playoff hunt in San Francisco, that throws a wrench into things if you are the 49ers. So we'll ask you guys this question. Who's going to start this week? Type JG for Jimmy Garoppolo, the veteran quarterback. Type TL for Trey Lance. Who is going to be the Week 17 starter for San Francisco, to quote my guy Chase Sr.? We'll make this the pinned comment on today's video, so if you get hit with this YouTube ad break, go ahead and get your votes in. Okay, I think it feels like Trey Lance is going to start for a couple of reasons. Number one, we already knew that he was dealing with a thumb issue, but for Adam Schefter to come out and report they fear it could be more significant, that kind of leads me to believe, okay, he might actually miss a game here. Number two, Kyle Shanahan dropped this quote about his rookie quarterback, saying, quote, this past month has been Trey's best 4 weeks of consecutive practices since we've had him. This past month has been his best. That feels like the classic, hey, I'm going to publicly give my young quarterback a boast of confidence, right? Now, that's not necessarily me saying that what he's saying isn't true. That would make sense, right? A rookie quarterback in the month of December should get more sharper in his reps than he was back in August, back in September, back in October. But this feels like a, hey, we may not have Jimmy G. I need Trey Lance, the guy I wanted to trade up for, know that I have his back. That's kind of what this feels like to me, and that is the reason I think there's a really good chance that we could see rookie quarterback Trey Lance make a pivotal start for San Francisco as they take on a Texans team that did just beat the LA Chargers. Now, if you want to go bet on this game, there's only one place to do it. That is our friends over at BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/49bet. You can use that promo code. That'll get you a 125% deposit bonus. All you got to do, lay down $100. You get $125 for free. BetUS matches your deposit bonus up to $500, so take advantage of that opportunity to have some extra money to bet on. This was the point spread before the injury. I'm not sure if it's back on book now, but be checking this throughout the week if you want to go bet on this game. Niners were 14-point favorites. The over-under was set at 44.5. We'll see if a Jimmy Garoppolo absence affects things drastically one way or the other. Maybe it drops to 12 points instead of 14 or something like that. But if you want to go bet on this game or any other NFL matchup, go to chatsports.com/49bet and use that promo code Niners125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of conversations around the quarterback situation in San Francisco, really dating back to last season, the draft, of course, when you trade up for Trey Lance, and obviously on into this season. But before the Titans game, in which Jimmy G struggled a bit, and maybe the thumb injury was a reason why he started to struggle in that game, Jimmy Garoppolo had been playing some really good football over the past 6 or 8 weeks. He's played solid. Obviously, not jaw-dropping statistics, but 68%, almost 3,500 yards, 2-to-1 touchdown ratio, just about there. Jimmy G, I think, has handled things really well this year. He could have folded, crumbled after the Niners decided to make that big trade to go up and get Lance, but he's put his head down, he's gone to work, and he's played some good football and helped rally this team into a playoff position to go make a run, which, as we know, a couple of years ago, this team was able to make a run all the way to the Super Bowl. So I want to applaud Jimmy G and his play and the way from a mental standpoint as a leader that he has handled things here in 2021. But the reality is, if he can't go, you got to rally behind Trey Lance. And Trey Lance in limited action this year as a passer, only 25 of 48, just over 50%, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 137 yards rushing. We know he can run it. He's got a touchdown run as well. I think if he does get the start, you'll see Kyle Shanahan adjust the playbook a little bit in his play calling to match what Trey Lance can do in this offense, especially as a mobile, dynamic quarterback. Sure, he might not give you that pure drop back ability and, carve defenses from the pocket, play in and play out, but you can get him on the edge, you can run him. I think it's very interesting. And what I really think is interesting is while the circumstances to get here are different, this kind of feels Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick 2.0. What if Trey Lance goes out there, and I get it's the Texans, what if he goes out there and the Niners hang 35 points on Houston and they clinch a playoff spot this weekend? Do you take the ball out of his hands if Jimmy G comes back? I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. And again, I'm not reporting that Jimmy G's even out this week, but I'm just reading between the lines. It kind of feels like he may not be available. He did not practice today. So I don't know, man. This is a very interesting situation and maybe a little bit of deja vu for you 49ers fans going back to the Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick dilemma when obviously Kaepernick came in, balled out, and led this team to the Super Bowl. Do you believe in Trey Lance? Type B for believe, type D for don't. You better, because I think there's a good chance he's going to play in the most important game of the season, and that, of course, is the next game as the Niners try to clinch a playoff spot. Type B for believe or type D for don't. And the reason the timing of this is all very strange, bizarre, and unfortunate, if we want to be completely honest, is look how tight things are, man. The top 5, you're not getting there. You're not getting there if you're San Francisco. So it comes down to those final 2 spots. Niners currently in the driver's seat with the 6th seed, but you got Philadelphia, New Orleans in the mix as well. Minnesota, Atlanta, certainly not completely out of it, although the Niners have head-to-heads over them. So if they win one more game, they're in. They're going to make the playoffs, but Niners play here on Monday night, or Saints play here on Monday night. You want to cheer for the Dolphins in that one, but man, you would really like to clinch a playoff spot and just beat the Texans this week. Beat Houston. That's got to be the message if you are Kyle Shanahan, because if I'm the Niners, I don't want to have to beat the Rams on the road in Week 18, because chances are the Rams are going to play their starters there to try and play for seeding, and that's a tricky proposition if you're San Francisco. And by the way, you might play the Rams in the wild card round, so you'd rather just already be clinched, and then you don't have to go all in on Week 18 when you're just going to have to play them again the next week potentially. So you really need to beat the Texans. And Davis Mills is all of a sudden playing well, which Houston's trying to play spoiler. They hurt the Chargers' playoff chances this past weekend. Now they're going to try to do the same to San Francisco. It's all very fascinating in the NFL playoff picture right now. And unfortunately, San Francisco has to go through a little adversity here potentially and maybe have to play a rookie quarterback this Sunday against the Houston Texans. So we'll see what shakes out. Get your score predictions in. Let us know who's going to win and what the final score is going to end up being on this one. Just type, for example, Niners 28, Texans 17, or whatever your score prediction is. And let us know what you guys think on this one down in the comment section. Who's going to win and what's the final score going to be. And by the way, go follow my boy, Chase Sr. He's flying back to Dallas. You guys will see him tomorrow on the normal 49ers Report live show as always. By the way, you want to play a little joke on him? Follow him on Twitter at Chase_Senior, and just I don't know, say something funny like, "Where you at, Chase?" Just light him up. So when his Wi-Fi wakes up once the flight ends, because we know Chase, you think he's buying the Wi-Fi on the flight? No chance. That'll turn back on. He'll have all these notifications. He'll be like, "Holy crap, what happened?" So go follow him. Go hit him up at Chase_Senior, and you guys will see him tomorrow live here on the 49ers Report.